What do you recall about your financial life before the Great Recession?
My life financially would include everything, so income, expense, etc. Um, I had full-time employment. It was well into my career. I had owned a house for several years. I tried to sell it 3 times and failed, and assumed I would have another shot until the economy, particularly the housing market, tanked. So before, everything seemed like on a trajectory up.
Were you overly worried about the health of the economy? Why or why not?
No, not at the time it started, um, because being predominantly around the housing market, it didn't directly affect me yet.
Had you experienced economic hardships prior to 2007?
Absolutely.
Uh, Now, these are questions about what happened during the recession. The previous questions were before the recession. How did you discover that our nation was facing a severe economic situation?
How did I discover it?
Yes.
It was plastered all over the news 24/7. It was uh, initially it was really news about um, the placing of blame of what specifically triggered um, the the housing market to collapse.
And what were your first feelings, emotions after learning about the severe economic situation?
Well, again, it was just news. It didn't directly affect me yet. My job wasn't in jeopardy. My house was. I'm just going to continue occupying it. So,
What financial hardships did you experience during this economic situation?
none directly. I think there was probably lack of opportunity, but I wasn't taking advantage of it anyway. Like, for example, a 401k would have been affected, but I wasn't enrolled in one.
What emotional response did you and your family have to this severe economic situation?
Um, Probably mostly indifference, but also sort of exhaustion and exasperation of the duration of it and the dominating the news cycle of it.
What economic decisions did you and your family make in response to this severe economic situation?
Not to try to sell my house until the value came back.
What happened to your extended family, friends, and neighbors during the Great Recession? How did this impact you?
I'm not aware of anyone that was um, impacted greatly.
What do you think of President George W. Bush and the Congress's reaction to the Great Recession?
Um, I think it was sort of a carnival of like um, trying to point blame, trying um, to prop up the wrong area in the wrong way.
What do you think of President Barack Obama's and the Congress's reaction to the Great Recession?
I think the president had a great plan and intention and direction and request of the Congress, and I think Congress failed miserably. But one of the biggest things that helped was um, the dramatic decrease in military spending that had been part of what made recovery um, weak to impossible from the previous administration.
How do you feel about the financial bailout given to the banking and automotive industry?
I'm torn. I don't believe it was um, the right solution, but I also see that in large part it worked. It took a really long time, but it worked. It was effective. Would something else have been more effective and faster? Probably.